Hey guys, Wednesday, July 3rd, US session closed. Let's see what the Black Widow is playing with us today. As you can see, I extended this market profile for 1 year, but I have my 3-month area colored anywhere between the 245, 244 all the way to 238. That's the 3-month market profile, showing some support in this area. And then we have our value. That could probably be a value area. Let's see. Value area low. Yep. Value area low around 237. And then you also have 222 and our anchored VWAP that is going all the way back to February the 20th of 2024. Looking at volume, today was not really a good day. The bears pretty much had control. Wednesday, this is Tuesday, the 2nd. The bulls had control of that. They were defending this area, but then they got weak. I don't know what happened. I got in. It's funny. I was driving and I got an alert that Natgas kissed 241 again. So then I had to pull over. By the time I got in, I got in like around 243. So I got skin in the game. I want to see what's going to happen because everything is lining up for a possible turning point. I'm not too sure, but I'm betting on the seasonality, the neural net indicating Bradley model, July 4th. That's tomorrow. All these things that I've been showing you, that you've been following me, through the days, through the weeks, through the years. Who knows how long you guys have been following me. So this is the time where, you gotta, put some skin in the game if you believe what you want to believe. So this is where I got in. So I'm long. So I want to see what's going to happen. So I wanted to show you a couple of things before we continue moving on. Let's see. Let's go to the simple glance chart. Let's open this up. So right now we are below that key level of 245. It was very choppy. Linear regression channels here. It is adjusting, as you can see, because the day of the 2nd we kissed it, but as you see, it adjusts, and there it goes all the way down to 299. And maybe for tomorrow, I don't even know the market's open or not. 240. That's the 4th, and then the 5th it gets to you could say 241. But we already now kind of penetrating the cloud, and this area right here, 237. MACD is still not positive, so we have to wait for that. But I'm already in, so we have to see, because tomorrow is the turning point in regards to seasonality. Let's look at let's go into our geometry chart. So there's a couple of things, and I'm going to show you some other things that I'm kind of like thinking about, and I want you to be with me on the same page. So using our APF, which is Andrew's pitchfork, our midpoint, we bounced off it yesterday, but today we pushed lower and closed below it. That it's 50-50. It's not like a good sign, but it's not also, it's not good or bad. It's just kind of like, okay, when are the bulls going to show up? And the low was 241.8. The next thing I want to show you, let's see, is channels. We got maybe the 3-5 high. We got this 1x2 here. I'm not really leaning on it too much, but if it bounces off of that, good. Measured move. These are, extreme. If it's going to continue lower, it's kind of like in the middle between here. There's a clusters where it turned from here, which was somewhere around 256. And there's some ugly ones around 207, even 174. So I am looking at everything just in case the seasonality and other things that are going to play out. I am going to get out right away. But I wanted to show you the things I'm looking at. I got this thing called gap fill. Look at this bad boy right here. You think sometimes the market fill these things up? And I know there's people like, well, it's not really a gap fill because, it's a change of contract. Okay, I'll give you that. But it is a hole here. And from, from what I know in regards to trading, where there's a gap, there's a gap. Contract change or not, or price, explosion or impulse. There's a hole here. You think Natgas is going down there to fill that up? I mean, I don't want to be long from here if that's where it wants to go and then, bounce. And maybe this could be your wave 2, like way deep and go up. I don't know. Those are the things I think about. I try to look at the pros and cons and try to, beat myself up. It's like, did you do it wrong? Is this the seasonalities, these cycles, all this stuff, is it going to work? What's the worst case scenario? So then I just start thinking the opposite. Well, look at this gap, and look at this, and then look at that, and then look at that. And I beat myself up to the point, because I don't have anyone to talk to about this, so I have to beat myself up and then be double-minded and look at both ways, and then try to make a better decision, and just do the best you can. So this is something I'm thinking about, this gap fill. If we're going to continue going up for wave 5, maybe in the future we fill it up, when it, the seasonality points it down, maybe. I don't know. Something for you to think about. I don't think anything else here. I just wanted to cover that. The next thing that I've been thinking about is, let's do a retracement. Let's do a retracement. Another thing is taking this move that we have done. Look at our midpoint, which is all the way down here. 234. Is it possible it wants to get down there and bounce? Maybe the 62.5. These are Gann ratios. So this is 66.7, 208, 213, the 75, 193. That rings a bell. 194, April 14 low of 2023. Remember that 194? So, at least baby steps. The midpoint right here. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe it wants to go down there and then bounce. We'll see. I know it's very, very overextended. And I know there's some bears that are kind of like, wow, this is really stretching. I'm going to lock in some profits. So that's one thing I'm thinking about. And then also, and this is kind of like a side note, see this guy right here? This guy probably doesn't want to see Natgas go higher, because if it does, it's going to benefit this guy right here. So think outside the box and look at the bigger picture. If Natgas is, pushing higher above 315, going to 4, going to 5, the group behind this organization might not be too happy that it's funding him and his plans. So just remember those things. I'm not saying that there's all kinds of stuff happening in this crazy world, but it doesn't put it this way. I wouldn't doubt it if there is some kind of let's make sure that we set a cap and that Natgas doesn't go too high, putting it in my words. But I digress. Let's go into our midpoint chart. And you see this is the level that I'm watching. Mobiles are kind of in between. Stokes are, falling apart here. If it were to push lower, it's 225. That's the next pivot level. On this chart, which is the monthly, we are below 242. Very slow. Mobiles are still negative. Stokes are very oversold, very overextended to the downside. On the 4-hour, my mobile is positive, but you can see snapbacks, pulling back. Another snapback today, pulling back. And the 4-hour is just something about that 241. I mean, I got in at 243. So let's see. And you're very overextended on the weekly. The week hasn't even ended. So this is where we're at here. And on the hourly chart, which is daily. You can see that this is the area that I have been watching. Let's push this a little more over here. You know what? Let's open this up. Sorry if I'm taking too long, but I just want to I just want you guys to be informed, because trading is very risky, and it's good to you have a big view and limit your risk, just in case this is not going to play out. So we did our low here at 241, right at the open, or somewhere around there at 9 o'clock. The US session popped, went as high as 248, and then just kind of pulled back. Got a PPS. We had a PPS buy, but on the hourly, it's pretty much back and forth. Sell and more sellers, but we didn't take out 241, and you're on the weaker side. Stokes are all down. So which I don't know if there's trading tomorrow, but this is the level you want to watch whenever the market's open, 244, and you got the 241. I am going to be placing I'm going to give it a little wiggle room. Maybe I'm going to have my stop out here, 239 maybe, because this is the kind of trade is like we either right. This is seasonality. All this stuff is all going to line up, on top of the holidays and all that, or it's a head fake, and they're going to push it even lower. So if they're going to push it even lower, I want to get out. I want to minimize pain and wait till they stop pushing it lower, or if it's where they want to trap more bears, and then they're going to squeeze the bears. So it's one of those things that you want to kind of like, all right, we're bouncing here. This is what I'm risking. And if it goes below that, I'm out. I'm getting stopped out kind of situations. But if it kind of goes sideways here, I'm cool with that until it turns. But just know that it could capitulate and hit your stop. So if you want to widen it, then, you could give it a little more room. But you want to be strict. You don't want to be playing games with the Black Widow. It's like, all right, Black Widow, this is where I'm playing. I'm not going to put, I'm not going to put a wide stop and think, you're going to continue, taking my funds. I'm going to be right here, July 4th. On average, it turns. This is where we're betting on. See, weeklies are up. Maybe there's some daily turning points on the cycles that are very close, but Bradley model, July 4th, neural net, July 4th, like all these things are all clustering here. We just have to wait for price action, Natgas, to let us know where it wants to go. But if it wants to go lower, I'm going to be putting my stop right under here, somewhere around this ballpark, so I could get out and let her do her thing. She wants to go deeper and she wants to go maybe fill that gap. Fine. Maybe I might jump in short, but whatever she wants to do, I'm not going to go for the ride unless it's up. Let's look at the square of 9 to kind of get an idea going against technique. So 241 is holding, which is the 45 degree, which is a pretty strong angle in regards to the Gann square. And it's just kind of chopping around. I mean, it's just chopping around. If we could just hold that and get above 249 and push either the 253, 255, 257, we're off to probably a good start where everything is kind of lining up. But if we can't hold 241 and it starts kissing 239, it may want to go all the way to 234. That was the midpoint, or the 50% from the retracement of February the 20th of 152, all the way to the June 11th of 315. This is your midpoint right here, which is close to the 0 line on the square of 9. So this could go all the way down here. And if you're in around 246, 244, or somewhere around here, do you want to risk all that? I mean, you might have a lot of more money than I do, but it all depends. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to risk it all the way to, 218 if they want to bring it down. Well, I'm not going to go down. I'm not going to get crazy like that. I am going to time my stop here just in case the Black Widow wants to get me. All right, here. You got me, girl. Take this. I'm going to wait till you finish doing what you got to do. And once you find support, either this Friday or next week, Monday, that you want to turn around, I'm going to jump right in because I know the kind of game she wants to play. Well, hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully it was informative. Please place your stop. The Black Widow does not play around. She'll get you and suck your blood out. All right, so place your stop. That way you have a fighting chance to play with the Black Widow again. But if you don't place your stop, minimize your risk. Try to preserve capital because you need money to trade this Black Widow. And if you can't, then it's going to be hard. So I want you to stick around. If this is going to be a turn, then we can ride this all together. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the Black Widow Natgas.